Hey, sorry I was late. Um, I was, and I don't know if I'll be able to do this. I'm going to try. We'll see what happens. But I was just creating a loop. I only actually played the song through one time. Why does it seem quiet? Does it seem quiet? Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Well, maybe because I'm not playing. If I were playing, it would probably jump up there. I've got a. Anyway, I recorded just like I said, a loop one time through the song at 100 and looped it, and then dropped it into iMovie, just like I did for Wild with Flower. So it's I think now done. So this will be, let's see, iMovie's done with it. So I have the file here. Let me just see if I can do two things simultaneously on YouTube. In other words, I'm live streaming and upload a video at the same time. And that way, by the time we're done with this live stream, it will be up there. Where is it? Desktop. That would be awesome. Okay, there it is. It's a pretty small file I just did. Let me just make sure it's okay. So slow. But the great thing about it is we can easily speed it to 150, which is pretty good tempo for this song. I don't know that this song has to be at 200, but you might as well get it down at that tempo. I think I got all the chords right. Yeah, everything looks good. Okay, so let me go to Safari and see if it'll allow me to upload. Upload. Oh, looks like it might. Yeah. Okay. I mean, there's no reason why it wouldn't. Okay. So it actually should be done pretty quick. 3 minutes. So, why is that there? What's this? Oh, okay, good. All right. So we'll see what happens there. I'll upload, I'll give you guys a link as soon as it's uploaded. I'll set it to unlisted, but not private. Let's see, what am I doing? There we go. So let me do some shout outs here. You guys are chatting away because I'm not doing anything. We'll just saying all highs here. We got so Lena, is Lena here? Oh, okay. You missed the unveiling. Did you see the new instrument? Hold on, I have to show Lena. Of course, it's kind of a racist assumption that she would be interested in this, but she and I talked about this. And the crazy thing about this is it's tuned GD, which is kind of cool. And I read somewhere that you could tune it like a cello. So you could double a cello part, but this is called a ruan. R-U-A-N. It's from China. And it's cool. It's got these giant tuners. Let me grab a tune. Trying to figure out where to put the tuner on this thing. That's the big challenge for the ruan player, the professional ruan player. So I'm kind of in the process of doing some research on it, and I'll probably do a video on it. Why is it not? Is it? Oh, because it's weird. All right, I'll use a different tuner. But the tuning things, at first I thought they were like friction tuners because they look like giant pegs, but there is actually a gear in here. Before I even ordered it, I realized, oh, well, no, there's got to be a gear in there because it turns a corner. And I'm assuming it feels like a 6-to-1, maybe 8-to-1 gear. A little loose though too. And I think the back comes off, so there's screws on there so you can take it off and maybe make adjustments or something or replace the tuners. That's not too. Okay, but it is chromatic. the frets are really deep and large. Like, it's kind of cool. And I wouldn't exactly say it's a Chinese banjo, but it does kind of have that look because it's round. But I can't help but play like cowboy western blues. And I gotta get the tremolo down for it. There's a certain tremolo thing that they do that is pretty standard. But anyway, that's my latest instrument. I just ordered. I've got 2 more things coming, all because of the Star Wars thing. So I'm supposed to do a Zoom. I was doing some work for the composer yesterday, but on a different game. Gosh, another game. I forgot about Watch Dogs. I'm working on a game called Watch Dogs now too, if you're familiar with that. And was doing a lot of like heavy metal stuff yesterday. Okay, so let me just, sorry, I got caught up with Lena being there. so hi, Lena. Hey, we got 33 already. That's crazy. That's pretty good for this early in the morning. Okay, Bruce, thank you for being here. Bob, Ed, good to see you. Dano, good to see you. Whenever I see your name, Dano, I always think somebody's asking me a question about modes. It looks like Ionian or Locrian or something. Okay, Ed, let's see. Lena, Bob, I said hi. Becker, good to see you. Yeah, sorry I was a little late. I was creating a loop for Down in the Valley and at 100 beats per minute, and so I had to create the loop. You know, in Logic, I had to bounce it. I had to then import it into iMovie, and then I had to create a file for that and do the text and everything, and then bounce that. And now I'm in the process of uploading. I bet it's done. Jim Horst, good to see you. Hey, Joseph Finley, good to see you. Finlay, and Sham's in the house. From I think those are India flags. Alan Floyd, good to see you. Sorry, don't want to. And Holly's here. Oh, and Dennis is here. Hey, Dennis. Bruce is shouting out to the new viewers there. Leo's good here. Good for that. And Sam. So Sam, I bought one of those Baglagas or you always correct me on about Baglana or whatever. I just ordered one of those, so we'll see how long that takes to get. Hopefully they'll send me my strap from before. I still never got the strap from the guy like he said he was going to send. Let's see. It looks like I got everybody. Oh, John Kindon is in the house. Wish me luck. I'm going into the hospital tomorrow. For some balloons to be put in my heart, so I will be a few days back into action again. Well, you know the thing about that, a friend of mine had that done, and he didn't know he needed it, but it was just slowly cumulative, and he had the procedure, and I said, did you feel like a couple weeks later, did you feel a lot better? Like all of a sudden you had all this energy because your heart was working so hard, you didn't realize it? He said, I felt better the next day. And so here's hoping that John feels great the next day. Anastasios, greetings from Greece. That's awesome. My bouzouki's right here. Oh, wait, can you see it? Yeah, you can see. And I just ordered, Sam is probably shouting it right now at the computer, like, oh, it's about. Where's your shouting there, Sam? Anyway, I ordered one of those yesterday, again, for Star Wars. I think I'm going to use it on Star Wars. I probably should have ordered one with a pickup in it. I probably will either get some kind of contact pickup, or you can't really put a sound hole pickup in this. And I can mic it. It's not a big deal, but oh, hey, Waterman's in the house too. Good to see you. And Paul Meyer, my friend Brian Harkins. Okay, so I'm doing all the shout outs. And I got 36 viewers for the shout out. Let's do a couple of warm-ups. Oh wait, let me see. I think that video is probably done. It is. Okay, I don't need to. Monetization, yes. Turn on monetization. I'm going to monetize the crap out of this video. Oh, I don't want mid-roll video stuff. No, I turn those off. Generally. Next. Oh, there's nothing inappropriate about the chords I'm strumming. Okay, next. Add an end screen. You guys know me, so I don't need end screens. Okay, now, and invisibility. Okay, so I'm going to post it as unlisted, so anyone with a link can watch this video. So I'm going to give you a link right now. And somebody can tell me if it's working. The other video is 23 views, so I know some of you are using it. Shareable link. Here we go. All right. I also need to post a link. So here's the link for this song, the chord change on this song here. Okay. And I recorded it at 100, so it's super duper slow. I mean, it's hard to play that slow, to be honest. Like right around there. But if you go to the settings icon on the little gear on YouTube, you can change it to 1.25 or 1.5, and I think 1.5 would be more in the range of how fast the song should be played. Yeah, Zorba. Yeah, I'll have to learn Zorba the Greek. You're probably right. Then I'll be part of the full-fledged brethren, yeah. Yes, the link, you'll have to right-click on it and open in a new window if you do that. So, yeah. In fact, let me see if I can do it. Open in a new tab. Oh, no, something went wrong, it said. Weird. Okay. Let me try it in Safari. Maybe it's still processing. I did it for 11 minutes. It's pretty... Yeah, there it is. But I'm just watching it in... Let me actually open a new window here and paste it. It may take a minute to... Well, no, it's working here, so... Oh, I already got a thumbs up. Thanks, Sam. I don't know if it's very loud. I didn't really do any processing on it or anything. I just kind of... The goal was to get it done this morning because I forgot that I wanted to do that for you all. So, all right. So let's do a couple warm-ups and let's do the pinky exercise. Okay. So that again, just so you have it handy. And Dennis, if you want to put the link for Discord up, because I don't have it open right now. But it's 143424434. Sounds like with Jenny's phone number. No, whose phone number? 8675309. Yeah, it's not a phone number. So we have 1 and then 4, meaning fourth finger, third finger, fourth finger, second finger, third finger. I'm sorry, fourth finger, third finger, fourth finger. So every other note is the pinky, which means what that helps you do is it helps you keep your pinky available. Keeps it out instead of tucking it away. Okay, this exercise is designed exactly for that. That's why it was taught to me by my teacher at Butler University when I went to Butler and studied classical guitar. And the fingering numbers stay the same. So only on the first fret does that refer to fret numbers, but it's really finger numbers, okay? And we can do it, on all the strings. It's a good opportunity to practice your alternating picking too. So let's try it. On the first finger, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Dennis. Third fret. You should feel a little burn in your pinky. And don't push down too hard, but just get up against that fret. Try to stay up against the fret if you can. And let the fret do most of the work. You don't need to push the string all the way down to the fretboard, only to the fret. And I'm talking to myself here because I tend to play harder than I have to. back down, 8th fret. I hope that's not your phone number, Aslan. Although without the area code, it doesn't do us a lot of good. Unless 903 is the area code. I don't even answer my phone anymore. I'm almost thinking of getting a pager. Or a phone that just does texts. Almost all the calls I get anymore are okay. And if you want, I really recommend doing it on the other strings. I feel like in some ways the easiest string to do it on is the first string. And you get down to here like the 5th string. And you really do have to kind of bring your thumb back here. Okay. So, but that's a good warm-up. You should feel that in your hand. And if you go up and down, and you know, once you get it down, you can go fast and be done with it. You know, you can do that. Just, you know, you'll get to the point where you can have a conversation and do it. You know, I can't do that yet. I can't talk and play at the same time yet. But you know, you might be able to get there someday if you're really good. 86753 yeah, was it? I've got 3 like copyright strikes in the last week. Remember when I played the Down in the Valley that Sadie Van and I did for that movie for Tom Sawyer Huck Finn, and for the closing credits, and I never did see the movie. I don't know why. It wasn't a big budget thing, but and then I got 2 strikes on 2 classical pieces that I wrote, that I wrote and performed and uploaded, because remember I sent them to a library company and I forgot I did that, and then they registered them worldwide. So then they go, oh no, this doesn't belong to you, this belongs to us. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess I should never have sent those songs to him. I was just trying to help my friend out. He was trying to you know, build a library, and I'm like, well, what music do I have? And he didn't have any classical guitar music, and I thought, well, you know, I could send him this. And these were my babies, really, to be honest. These were pieces that I labored over writing them and labored over performing them. And some of them are beautiful pieces, and it's just funny that I can't even post them on YouTube without losing the... okay, Austin's in. That's funny. Sorry. Okay. So now. Oh, a lot of people call that number. That was a big story when that record came out, because keep in mind, there's no area code on that 8675309. And so there was, I think there was, and back when this record came out, it wasn't cell phones, okay? So it was all landlines. I think there was one that was actually, because Jenny's a pretty common name, or Jennifer or whatever, and there was one where it was actually a husband and wife, and the wife's name was Jenny, and the husband kept getting phone calls, you know, kept answering the phone, and all these strange guys were saying, is Jenny there? And he'd be like, who is this? He's like, yeah. But I think it actually, there was one of all the area codes of all the 8675309s that was actually a Jenny. And so, But anyway, you found out about me from Instagram? Anastasia, are you working with a publisher in order to get cuts? Oh, you're asking. No, I just know Justin. So he just says, let's write. So we write. Yeah, no, I've been self-published my whole life. So I'm a small, but I do have an admin deal now with Universal Music Group because I can't collect foreign mechanicals as an individual publisher. You have to be with a publisher. So no, Justin and I just, I've known him since he was 15. So I'm the guitar guy. Call the guitar guy. So, or Strahle. Call Strahle. He used to call me, what do you call me? He used to call me Tom Swagley. Justin did. It's pretty funny. He's a funny kid. My kids love him. I mean, he just cracks everybody up. So he's fun to hang out with. Okay, so let's do the octave warm-up, which is where we're going to go chromatically like this, but we're going to play the octave either with it or after it. Okay, so we're going to go from E to A flat up here. So basically we're going low E to octave E, low F to octave F with our first and third. We're not going to do this. The whole idea is to stay in first position and develop not only a warm-up, it's a good get the blood flowing kind of warm-up, but it's really good for developing some finger independence. Okay, so we're going to do the F sharps with the second finger and the fourth finger like that. And then the G we can get with the third finger and then the open G string. And then the A flat we're going to get with the pinky and the first finger. And then we're going to get the A, open A, second fret. And then the B flat here and third fret. And I like to do 2 and 4 to get the B instead of using the open B string. But you can totally go B here and an open B. But I like the feel of that. In fact, if you just want to practice that alone, where I'm playing B flat and B flat and B and B. And so I'm doing it with the first and third finger and then the second and fourth finger. It's just, it hurts. It definitely gets that independence going. And then the C's are here, right? See, just like a C chord, missing the second finger. And then C sharp would be here and here, okay? And then D and D. And then yeah, I plucked the open string to start. Oh, wait a minute. What are we talking? I'm sorry. I missed it. Did I miss a question, Manoj? But yeah, so where am I? E flat. Okay, then E's, then F's, and then F sharps. That's another good one. Feels good. G, and then we're almost done. 2 G's, open G in the top there, and then here. Okay. It's a great warm-up. It's kind of when you, again, one of those things I think you could probably get down to the point where you could do it. I can't do it while talking, but you might be able to do that. I don't know where Anastasio went, but Anastasiatos. That also sounds Greek. It may not be, but Sam, that sounds like a Greek name, doesn't it? It's like, what is this with all the Greeks? It's funny because I think Dennis, you were like the first Dutchman on here, but then we had like 3 or 4, right? In and out kind of, and Scots too. Like very rarely someone from London, but we get people from Scotland. I don't see, is David here? Oh, you called that number, Bob? So what was, I'm sorry, Bruce is helping out. you have a problem dating Jennifer Waterman? That's funny. Hey, David Tillers is here. He was lurking. I don't know. Did you post in earlier? What was the... I think I... Soon first, yeah. Okay, yeah. So you were, Minaj, you were talking to me. Okay. Hey, Dash is in the house too. Hey, Dash, how's it going? Thanks for going through and putting all those time starts on my videos. They could also be Tom stops BSing now. Okay, so we got a couple warm-ups in there. Again, I think one of the biggest things we're going to get out of this song is that we don't necessarily have to play in first position to do bluegrass. Every single note in this song we can play while being in second position and have more dominant fingers. We could totally play the song in, first position, okay? But that means every note we play on the second fret, which is a lot, and every note we play on the fourth fret, which is a lot, are going to be played with their second and fourth fingers, which are not as dominant as our first and third. Our first and third fingers feel just better. And so you'll notice it's not a cheat, okay? It's actually what the bluegrass players do. If you watch bluegrass players play this or songs that are in that position or they're using those notes, they will move their hand up a fret. So that this lesson, I guess the byproduct of this song would be to say, it's okay. It's okay to move your hand to be more, to use more dominant fingers. If we ever had a C note in this song, and if you were soloing over the C chord, you're probably going to want to go to that C note. Then you might move down for bits. But if I were to solo over this, and let's see, I've got the track now. So I can, I can set it at 150.
I've got a brand
hey, look, I got an ad. Hilarious. And he's telling us how to do awesome blue solos with all his Marshalls behind him and everything. That's really cool, dude. Sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I know there's a lot of people going, yeah, well, you got guitars behind you. Okay, so let me, playback speed, 1.5. All right, now I gotta turn it up. It sounds pretty good, even at the faster speed. It doesn't sound too underwater. I probably didn't record it loud enough. So yeah, you can see where I can jump down if I'm soloing. And it's probably why the melody over the C is that Lydian thing. Okay? Because it actually fits in that second position really well, right? They could have gone to that C note, but then you have a pinky, you have to move your position. So it avoids the entirety of the song goes from this B to this D, and it avoids the C note. It does every note between this B and this D except for these two C's. It doesn't do this C either. Okay. So who wrote the little piece that you're playing? Oh, this Down in the Valley. No, it's an old standard. But it was in the movie. Well, they did kind of a choral version of it. They may have done a faster version of it too. In "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" But this is a very kind of classic gospel. A lot of bluegrass tunes kind of came from gospel. We could do a 4/4 version of Amazing Grace. It would be kind of fun. The great thing about Amazing Grace is the chord progression is really fun to play over. It's kind of like Wildwood Flower in a way, but even actually funner. So, hey Michael, what's going on? Third finger still needs help. The knuckle. Oh, you broke that finger years ago. So you're talking about your ring finger. Well, I'll tell you what. Why not? I'll give you an example of this is how you get better. You learn how to create exercises. Like, don't wait for someone to, don't, you can spend the whole day going through YouTube trying to find an exercise specifically for the ring finger. I don't know that you'll find one. You certainly probably won't find one by name. I think you'll probably find something for pinky, but third finger. So what did I do with the pinky exercise? And I didn't create the pinky exercise, the 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4. But I just made the fourth finger every other note. So we could do that with the third finger. We go 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4. I would do something like that. So let's see. But I've never done that one before. I just made it up. 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. All right. There's your third finger exercise. And so we can do this together. Let's do it right now. So we got 1. We're doing this for Michael. Okay. 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. But two things happen. You got an exercise for your third finger, and you created some new content that previously didn't exist, right? So we could. But it's kind of a nice little melody too by itself. I may use it for. It's always hard to find melodies that are considered comical. You know, when one of my directors or video editors that I work for, they say they want some comedy music. It's like, okay, I don't know what makes things funny. I mean, pizzicato strings sound funny. So I'm always like, okay, first thing, load the pizzicato strings. But that played with pizzicato strings is so sneaky. What are they up to? That's exactly what I probably would call it. What are they up to is the name of the song. And you can change the rhythm too. Actually, that's a really good idea for working on changing faster. By the way, okay, changing your fingers faster. When you're doing one of the things you do when you do Segovia scales, and you don't normally play with a pick, obviously, a classical guitar, but you do quarter notes, 2, click, 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 and then you do eighth notes, click, and then you do triplets, and then you do 16th notes. But one of the others that actually is the best one to do for increasing your speed, because what if you're playing at 120 and you can't get those 16th notes? Your fingers can't keep up. Well, what you do is you play dotted eighth to a 16th. So that rhythm, you can tap it with me on my knee. It's like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Beat bum dun 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 dun. 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so if you play it with the scales. I'm trying to remember. Shoot. Why am I? Oh, it stays there. Okay. The reason that works is because you're only having to play fast for a second, and then you get to go back to playing slow, and it kind of tricks you. So like if you look at, this is a G scale, Segovia scale. So these are for classical guitar generally, but see that right there? that's one of the tricky parts of the Scovia scale, where you have to do a position shift from the second position to the fifth position, and that happens to be exactly where the 16th note drops. So you have to go. See, I'm playing this note with my third finger on the whatever the of 3, and on 4 I'm hitting this note. So you can even practice that little snippet. See, there's an exercise right there. That's what I'm talking about. You want to break down where are you messing up, where are you making a mistake, and make that the tiniest exercise ever, and then get that down. And then when you get to that, you won't have a problem. So until I have a problem. Okay, so hopefully that helps. But I really I don't know where did. Maybe Michael's practicing that exercise now. He's not typing. Good song title, yeah, yeah. Always hard to. You guys know how I struggle with coming up with song titles. I've just did a bunch of funk tunes, and I used to do a lot of funk tunes back in the day for Wayne Brady on Let's Make a Deal. So, and I, all instrumental, and I had to come up with titles for those. And what I would do, I went to IMDb, and IMDb has a list of like the 50 best blaxploitation films, like Shaft and those movies and things like that. And then you click on any one of the movies, and then you go down into quotes, and there'll be some of the funniest quotes in some of these movies, and they're all like, every one of them's like, oh, that's a great song title. One of them was, it was for Foxy. What was that one? I never saw it, but it was Foxy. It was kind of like a woman's Shaft in the 70s. I don't remember. But somebody thought she was a hooker, and she said, no, I work standing up. And I went, oh, that's freaking brilliant. And I just thought, there's a name. So I had a song called I Work Standing Up, and it got spun all the time. I don't even know if they had a clue what the origin was or what it meant, but I just thought it was a really brilliant way to say, no, I'm not a hooker. So y'all, I work sitting down. Now the thing about this song is that I could do a lot of soloing. I could do a lot of soloing with this scale, which I could show you. We've probably learned it at some point, but. The only thing about playing like that and using that scale in particular, like just a regular old G major scale over that, it can sound a little scaly, and it can also sound a very classical sound, like it's like almost, it's like. Oh, yeah, I love that. See, you know me, I love that D7 lick where it's open D, 4th fret. I love that over the D chord when you're playing in G. And that may have been one that we kind of come up with in the last few months. This is week 12 for crying out loud, right? Are we on week 12? I should create a new page. So okay, so but yeah, so the big takeaway from this song is, I believe, the fact that you can play everything in the second position. So you don't have to be down here, and you don't have to play these notes with your second and third finger. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Michael's practicing. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, and Michael, I think get down here and do that exercise on the lower strings too. I think you'll find but it's probably harder for you to play up here because you can't bend this joint, so it's hard to get your hand close to the guitar. So the finger is probably wanting to stay away from the palm of your hand, right? Like you're not able to do this, I'm assuming, right? Okay, well, let me tell you something too, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to steer you wrong here, but right before we moved, what was this, almost 2 years ago to the day, I have in my office back in the apartment, I have it here in the house, but it's in a different room, a big black desk, and it's not an old desk, it's just a big desk, and it had a bunch of stuff in it, and I was just curious how heavy it was, right? So I go to it and I curl my fingers and I kind of lift up the edge of the desk because there's a lip on it, and I heard a crack, and I thought I broke my finger, and it was the index finger on this hand. I had it x-rayed and it wasn't broken, but there was some tendon damage, and I could not, I mean, it was bad. I couldn't, like, it was hard to play, it hurt. I was having a hard time. And so what I was doing was, I got in the habit of, kind of forcing it eventually. The doctor said he said it was okay. I said, and I started doing it with every finger because it just felt kind of comforting to kind of squeeze these fingers like this and just kind of give them a little push, get them in there. And so I started doing this routine and walking to Starbucks where I'm sure people look at me like, what are you doing yoga or what? But where I should do a video about this, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I just know the older you get, the harder this stuff is going to get. And fortunately for me, well, right now my right hand nails are trash, so I'm not really doing. I can't wait to get some nails back so I can do some playing. I may have to start. There is like 100 nail salons in the valley in Los Angeles, and I may have to start doing fake nails just because I'm tired of breaking them. So I may have to start to do some kind of fake nail that I can get used to. I would keep them pretty short, but I just miss having, like, I have no thumbnail right now because it broke. It broke so far down that it's just going to take forever for that to go away. So, it's gone now. That's the great thing. So now I get, if it grows, I've got nail. Anyway. Joseph, what's going on? Oh, hey, Joseph. Morning. Good morning to you. So this song, let me put it on at 100. We can practice the song together. Where are you? Refresh. Wow, we already got. Oops, sorry. And you guys are so special because you get to watch unlisted videos. Hey, John, what's going on? John, you're from London. Okay, I was just saying, I rarely see people from London here. We're already at 90,200. That's crazy. We just crossed and I say we. It's really mostly me. But no, I know you're rooting for me to get to that 100,000. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the original tempo. Oh, it gets louder. I forgot. Yeah, that's right. When you speed it up, it does get a little quieter. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and play this. 1, 2, 3. even though I'm playing, that's slow, right? And for me, okay, well, Tom, that's easy for Tom. But even when I'm playing at that tempo, I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing the things that I want to work on, which is the alternating picking. It's really hard at the slow tempo in particular to stick with the alternating picking on these quarter notes. I want to go, but I know that as I speed up, then that's going to turn me around if I'm not careful with the right hand picking thing. The other thing I'm trying to do is also, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm trying not to place my hand on the bridge like I normally do. Because a lot of bluegrass players and gypsy jazz players, I notice both of them, they really do tend to have their hand floating, which always feels unstable to me because I don't really, like having my hand here is like a pivot point. I can find any string pretty easy because my hand is anchored. But when your hand's not anchored, it almost feels like it's floating out in the ether, and it's like, where's the D string? Where's the G string? And that could be a thing you could practice, just trying to float your hand above the strings and try to, find the strings. Now, if I anchored my pinky on the top like that, like a lot of players do, that's a way of giving yourself, like I said, a pivot position or an anchor position to be able to grab specific strings whenever you want to. But I see players that don't do that, and they just got their hand up in a ball like this, and they just, they don't have any problem with finding strings. So now, if we look at this, this is a good place to look at the tab. If you look at the tab on this chart right here, you'll notice that I don't think there are any strings. Anytime do you skip a string, right? I don't see at any point. Every melody note is adjacent to either on the G string or adjacent to the G string, or when it does go down to this B note here, before that is two open D strings. So I get in trouble when I look at the tab instead of looking at the music. But yeah, so everything's adjacent. So there isn't any time where you need to play a string down here and a string up here. So this is a great song to practice your kind of free floating hand on, because you really will stay right in the middle 5 strings, and even then you're only hitting the 5th string once in the entire song. Almost all of this song is on the middle 2 strings. You're hitting the B string 1, 2, 3 times. That's it. So the 90+% of this song is done on the G string and the D string, which is really cool. That also tells you that a melody doesn't have to be all over the place to be timeless, to have legs. And if we're still playing a song 100 years after it's written, it's got legs. None of my songs will be played 100 years after I wrote them. This is not going to happen. Let's see. Why So Serious? That's a good name for a song. Yeah, Why So Serious. I think I've done one of my comedy songs, Why So Serious. A lot of times too, I'll do something like, I'm trying to think of an example of, I'll do, if they want drones, like for example, they want a lot of drone cues, I'll look up the word bone or something like that and see how many cliches are with the word bone, and then replace the word bone with, the dog and his drone, that kind of stuff. So anyway, nothing too racy. Get your head out of the gutter, guys. I'm talking to you, Holly. Okay. So, and if anyone's wondering, this is a Martin D35 from the 70s. Somebody said that 35 is because it's 3-piece back, and here you can see the screen that I'm looking at. And here you can't. Here you can see the screen. Here you can't. But yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, the 35, but it's true that HD 28s have a 2-piece back, but 45s don't have a 4-piece back. So I don't know why somebody said that, but it may be something that's unique to 35s that they have a 3-piece back. And that may have been the origin of I'll tell you something depressing. The Gibson 135s and 125s and 155s and 335s and all those. The name came from the original price. So a 175, I have a 60s 175, I don't want to tell you how much I paid for it. And the the original price on that thing was $175. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Here's Johnny. I mentioned that song, the Johnny Carson theme. Do you know what the real song is? You can look it up, but the origin of it, I told you it was what's his name? Paul Anka wrote it. I almost played. Well, I don't know how close it came, but I told you this story before. But I almost went to St. Petersburg, Russia, to play with Paul Anka, to play My Way with Paul Anka for Vladimir Putin's 50th birthday. Can you imagine? It would have been a story. It's still a story. I didn't go, and it's a story. It's like, I don't know. Oh, Holly, did you ever watch Mighty Wind? Did you ever watch that? Because I think you hadn't seen it, right? I love the song that Never Did No Wanderin'. It's a song about doing nothing. I mean, they're so brilliant. And CJ Vanson, who works with them and did the score for that, is a very good friend of mine. He's the guy that takes me to Louisville every year. And he just, that song just is freaking hilarious. Well, that's kind of like my story about not playing with Paul Anka for Vladimir Putin's 50th birthday in St. Petersburg, Russia. It's so pretty good stuff there, right? It's a non-story. Okay, I see 40 concurrent. That's cool. Got 26 likes. Hey, you like the likes? Likes are good. Likes actually give you favor with. So when you go to Gary's, make sure, like if you go to Gary's videos, make sure you hit the like button. Okay. Likes are a way that YouTube uses. It's one of their methods to promote videos. Because, you wonder, well, how do videos, I never pay to get my videos. You can pay, I think, to have your videos promoted. I don't even know how to do that, but on YouTube. But they promote my videos, and it's largely based on the number of likes and the number of views and retention. That's a big one, too. When my TikTok blew up, like I did, my first TikTok, I got like, I don't know, what was it, 18,000 views or something crazy like that. And the kids were getting mad at me like, how'd you do that? I'm like, I don't know. And then my third TikTok is like at 135,000 or something. Yeah, 135,000. I got 14,000 on the first one. 135,000. But it starts with a dive bomb. And so people would be scrolling, they'd hear this, woo, and like, wait, what's this about? And then most people were not guitar players that were commenting. They were like referencing, and I didn't know the reference. My kids had to tell me. But what was it? Drop the Pizza Ball, and it was Andre. What's his name? The fake cable show thing. It's pretty funny. The A-Team. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Shoot. Let me go get that Discord link so that you have it, because all these. And I'll put this here. Okay, let me get Discord open first. I can join up to 100 servers. Well, that's cool. Good to know. So let me grab this, and then I'll pin it. Okay, Dennis. So it's always up there. I think I could pin yours, but it's so far away now. I don't know if I can even get to it now. Dennis. Yeah, I don't see it. Well, Dennis, do me a favor, Dennis. Post it again, and maybe see if I can. Well, I can do that with anybody. Oh, you did. Okay. Let me see if I can pin this. Oh, I can. Okay, so I'm pinning your message so that I don't have to do it. And then what I am going to do though is I'm going to go boop, copy, and I'm going to put the link to the YouTube video in the Discord so that you can find it there. And I'll put it under the Tom's lesson PDFs and all that crap. Okay. Paste. Boom. Yep, that's cool. I mean, I don't mind doing those. It's fairly easy to do. It takes me maybe 30, 40 minutes to record, create the session, do the bass line, find a tempo, all that. Well, tempo-wise, it's I'm gonna make them all 100 so they're easy to know what it's easy to know what tempo you're playing at when you speed it up on YouTube. Okay, so man, I don't know what it is with weekends. It seems like all the composers I work for, they all tend to send me stuff on the weekends. I'm like, already at church working. Okay, so we're not doing Turkey in the Straw. Racist song. I mean, 1,000 years ago it had the N-word in it. So, but now the Bill Cheatham thing is a challenge, and most versions I've seen have technically been in A. Now this one, Bill Cheatham, which is I'll write that so you can see the name. You can look it up. Maybe the next one we do, I'm not sure. Bruce, you recommended another one too, and I'm trying to remember what it was, and I have it somewhere here. So that one was I was having a hard time finding any. Even this one is also difficult to find continuity where everybody agrees on the melody. But I think it's pronounced or spelled this way, and I think it's. Dennis is back. I'll be back. Oh, Dennis is giving me song titles. We should, Dennis, create a page on the Discord, song titles for Tom's instrumental songs, which is people can put the song titles in there. It's kind of like had a band in high school called. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah. So the Bill Cheatham, if we do it, you're going to want to have a capo. So does everybody have a capo? Get a capo. We're going to play it in the second fret. Now, I'll probably write it out in the key of G, so we won't be thinking in the key of A. We'll be thinking in the key of G, and we'll just play because we're not going to go up the fretboard so much. But the B section, we're really, if we do it, we're going to work on the A section first. And the interesting thing about it, and I think it actually makes sense to do this song next because with Wildwood Flower, we were in first position. With Down in the Valley to Pray, we were in second position. And this one, particularly the B, well, both sections, the B and the C section, I mean the A and the B section, they kind of go back and forth. So if we look at this, and then it goes down. Okay. So it starts out in second position, goes to first position, second position, first position. Okay. So I think that it's kind of a cool one. But then this one's going to be a challenge. The B section. I hear it doing that. I have written here, but I think they did that to simplify. I think we're going to have to literally go up here. And if we're playing in second position some of the time, shouldn't be a problem, but. But I wanted to. That's it. Gosh. That's a great line. Melodically, I love that line. But I bet it's really easy on violin. But it's not easy on guitar. So we're going to have we're going to be, I don't think we're going to lay down fingers. I think we're going to be like using multiple fingers. So this one may be the next one, Bill Cheatham, okay? And I will do a chart for this, and the chords are, so it's a fun one to play rhythmically. yeah, that's the song. It's kind of a fun one to play. And I'm playing it pretty quick there. I don't know. That's probably around 160, 170. I touched my face, so everybody take a sip. Let's see. Yeah, it's basically yeah, exactly. Which makes it hard because triads, like I said, on guitar are really hard. On mandolin, they're like mandolin triads are like pentatonic scales. They're just so easy to play. So this may have been written by a mandolin player. I could also do. You could do that too. That would be using triads and not cross picking, pure alternating picking. Yeah, but I do like that, the run at the end. I like that one, basically just a G scale, but yeah. This one's great. So each one of those, that's the B section. There's 4 little phrases that end with a chord. Each one of those can be exercises that you would do individually 100, 200 times, just so you can get them. And to figure out the path that your fingers are going to travel, and then it's a well-worn path once you get it down. Then when you play it at a real tempo, it's like all of a sudden you're going, oh wow, you can, I can't do it, so. See, I'm trying to go too fast. The very thing you're not supposed to do when you're learning something. So that might be a good new one. But yeah, so get a capo. Get a capo. If you don't have one, try to get one maybe by Wednesday, because we may actually get I may break this up into let's get the first thing down and not worry about the B section yet. Okay, so I'll probably create it. I may do the whole thing, but because if you get the first section down, you might as well start working on the second section. So I'll probably do the whole thing, and it goes AABA, or I mean, sorry, AABB. So it does the, it's like, oops. It's hard to read. It's very small. I'll probably change a couple notes here. I'll probably do. Actually fits the position better. So we'll see. I'll figure. I'll decide how I'm going to do it. But I don't want. It's not impossible. At a slow tempo, you should be able to do it. But up to bluegrass speed, probably it's going to be tough. The ghost of Jimi Hendrix. Has anyone ever told you that you've got a bit of slow hand vibe going? Yeah, in fact, specifically, oh, you mean I look like, I've been told that recently on TikTok, people particularly saying, oh, you look like Eric Clapton. But yeah, no, I'm, when I wrote that song, Yellow Raincoat with Justin Bieber, it's Scooter Braun came in and said, "Hey, can you do some Eric Clapton licks over it?" So I literally was like, I was doing a lot of Eric Clapton kind of acoustic licks that he would have done on was that. That kind of stuff. So yeah, no, that's not. Yeah, I've been told that, Ghost. Thanks for joining us, by the way. You're new. I don't recognize your handle. So, let's see. Waterman. Oh, where's it? Oh, you can't switch the chords that fast. Not like that. Yeah. Again, one of the tricks, and I talk about this in my video about changing chords faster. Let me see if I can find it and link it to you. If you haven't seen it, oh, I gotta click away from this. YouTube Studio. No, YouTube. This is what I want. Where is that? I know it's fairly recent video. 7 tips how to change chords faster. Oh, almost 4,000 views. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Oh yeah, it's fun, you know. And here's the truth, Ghost. I've been doing, this is lesson 179 since COVID hit in California. We got locked down or like March 15th or whatever. So I think the first one was it March 17th maybe, St. Patrick's Day. I can't remember. Maybe it was 16th. And we've been doing all these lessons, and every, you know, the lessons would last 5 lessons, and then I'd change subjects, or 10 lessons. I started out doing, I think, 12 lessons on the caged method, which is really kind of my preferred method for kind of visualizing the fretboard. And then, you know, we talked about basics of blues. I think we talked about dadgad. We did strumming stuff. We did scales, pentatonic scales. And then I got to a point where I was like, I don't know, what do you guys want to learn next? And somebody said, and it may have been Holly that said, what do you want to learn next? And I said, well, you know, I'd love to work on my bluegrass playing. So that's kind of what we're doing. So I'm kind of learning a little bit as we go. You know, one of the best things to do, bluegrass is very much like jazz, like bebop jazz, or not smooth jazz, but like jazz, because bluegrass has standards that everybody should know, and jazz has standards that everybody should know. Bluegrass players can shred, and jazz players can shred. You could have a bluegrass band, you know, of 6 different soloists. Same thing with like a Dixieland band. You could have 7 people that all take solos. You play the head of the song, and then everybody solos. So that's like 1 time through the song, and then 7 times through the song with just the chords and people shredding on top. And then you go back and play the song again. And that's exactly like a jazz gig. And I did jazz gigs for years and years and years. We called real book gigs, where you'd show up with your real book, and somebody would say, hey, let's do all the things you are. And the next thing you know, you're going. So there's a lot of, and I never really like became a master jazz player or anything like that, but I could take a gig now and then. And it's very, very similar, I feel like, to bluegrass. Gypsy jazz is kind of the same way. You know, they play a melody and then everybody takes solos. So that's kind of why we're doing this. And I'm trying to be, I try to be upfront about the fact that I'm not a bluegrass expert. This is not where you're going to find that. But we are going to learn stuff. And some of it's like, oh, I wonder how we should do that. You know, I'm actually learning in front of you, which is not a bad thing. And the fact that I make a living playing guitar, and I'm a professional guitar player, whatever, I got there a certain way. The path to being a professional guitar player or musician is not an easy path, and for some people it happens right away. But for me, that didn't happen. I mean, I was good as a kid, and I was working as a kid, but I didn't get the work I wanted to be doing until much later. But the work I wanted to be doing was being done by maybe 50 people in the world. So I would have actually had a better chance of success if I sought to be an NFL quarterback, because I think there's 90 NFL quarterbacks at any one moment. So right now, you know, so trying to be a session guitar player was kind of kind of a long shot, but I went for it and moved to California and all that stuff. So anyway, all that to say is that I constantly am learning new things. Everyone here will testify to the fact that I'm always picking up new instruments. got my bouzouki here that I just got. I'm always trying to figure out new things. I'm inventing new things, that's why we're doing Bluegrass. And so we're going to continue doing this for a while because I think it's pretty universal. Everybody here has an acoustic guitar. Like I said, I hope everybody has a Capo. Let me know, but not that there's anything I can do about it. But I do have, you can check out some Capos if you click on the Amazon links below. In this video, there's Amazon links below. And there's some for Capos down there. Any one of those, I tend to like, I'm digging the G7th. They gave me this one. I didn't realize it was so expensive. These things are like $50, $40. I mean, they have ones that are $200. I'm like, I would never spend $200 for a Capo. I have so many Capos, and a lot of times what I do is I have a lot of them in cases. So this guitar definitely has one in its case, like my main acoustics. But I like the Shubs. They're under $20. And these are great, and this is an older one. The newer ones have a wheel there, which makes it a little bit smoother. I don't really notice too much difference, but the Shubs are great. The Page Capos are also around $20. I don't have one handy. I think the Page Capo is in the case for this. And that's kind of the Bluegrass standard. So if you want to get a Bluegrass standard Capo, you could get a Page. P-A-I-G-E. Let me find that real quick, and I'll give you a link. But I've done a couple videos on capoing. Capoing's a huge thing for me. I really love it. I love the sound on acoustic guitar. I love the sound of open strings. I'll even capo on electric strings sometimes. Let's see. Okay, Page Capo. Yep. So Page standard Capo here. Wow, Diodario has one for $70. I don't know why you buy this Diodario version when the Page one's totally fine. There's an original one. Oh, 5-string band. No, we want 6-string. Here we go. So check this out. This is a cool one. So if you don't have it, and if you've got Amazon Prime, you can have it by Wednesday. Order it right now. Let's see. Free delivery by Thursday for me. So there's that. And I appreciate everybody doing the shopping they've done. Somebody went crazy back earlier in the month. Bought a bunch of stuff. I made some good commissions. It's amazing. But yeah, and you could do all sorts of shopping from that link, and then I make a percentage of everything you shop. So if you buy a car from Amazon, then that's awesome. So I don't think they sell cars. Can you buy a car from Amazon? I don't even know how to look it up. How would you look up a car? Because if you enter like Ford F50, it's just going to have accessories for the Ford F50. I don't think you can buy a car on Amazon. You buy one on eBay. You go to eBay. No, capos are not lazy. It's not lazy. I'm sorry. Yeah, so don't worry about that, Lena. That's not cheating. It's not cheating at all. Now, it is a little bit cheating when I have these high school kids at church, and they're leading worship, and every song they play in G, and they just put the capo so that every song they can just use G shapes. Yeah, that's kind of cheating. Because if you're playing an A, why not just play an A? It's fine. A has certain idiosyncrasies about it that are great. Or E, I love the sound of the E, the key of E. But if you capo and you play, if you play E up here, it's just gonna sound like a banjo or a mandolin. I mean, you can play in the key of E here, play D shapes in at the second fret. You're gonna be playing in the key of E. But here's the thing: I challenge anyone without a capo to make this sound good. I may get a copyright thing there, but that was James Taylor's. I'll mute it later if I get a copyright. That was James Taylor's Fire and Rain. You couldn't play that. It was just, let's see, what is it? So yeah, you can't. You can't play it. It's not playable. So how is that cheating if you can't play it without a capo? Doesn't make any sense. It was written with a capo, clearly. And so, yeah, capos serve a great purpose. And I always think when you pick up an acoustic guitar, okay, when people see you pick up an acoustic guitar, you know, put down your electric, pick up your acoustic, they expect to hear open strings, right? And so if you're playing in the key of E flat and everything sounds like this, you know, there's times for that. I might, you know, if I want to do it like a Jack Johnson thing, you know, with a lot of scratches, that's easy to do with bar chords. But I could do that in the key of D. But if I want E flat to sound pretty good, I'll probably capo at the first fret and then play D in the key of D. It sounds much better than if I were to try to do that without a capo. I just don't have the freedom to do those hammer-ons and those extra notes because my first finger's busy doing, you know, all the work, and then my other fingers have to kind of figure their way out. So yeah, so I don't ever have a problem with people using capos. That's not cheating at all. I'm a professional and I use capos all the time. I'll even use capos on electric. I'll use capos sometimes to get, if I'm doing a line that's like, you know, if I'm hearing something and I want like, I'm thinking here, I don't know. If I'm hearing something that's like, I want to hear the G and the F sharp against each other, you know, kind of thing. I'll use a capo to get something that I couldn't normally do, get that note there. And I don't want to tune the E string up to F sharp because then when I go to, you know, that would be B, and I don't want B. I want the A note there. So that kind of thing. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with capo. And hey, Mark Ward, how's it going? You found me on YouTube. Old beginner's lesson. Yeah, everybody's. That totally changed the direction of my channel. That one video, and it did nothing for a month, and then it just like I should show you the graphic of that. It's crazy. It was like it looked like Bitcoin. It looked. What was the Dennis would know this. Shoot. What are the flowers from Holland? The bulb. Shoot. Sorry, my brain just totally non sequitur right there. I can see the fields of them in California. We have them. And I keep wanting to say poppy, but it's not poppy. That's a whole nother thing. Dennis is like yelling at his computer right now. Tom, you idiot! But they had tulips. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody's saying tulips now. Yeah, the tulip. What was it, 1790 or something like that, where tulip bulb prices spiked. Now Bitcoin is not falling like that. In fact, it's still climbing. But I'm not a. Yeah, Bruce is yelling. All caps. Holly's got the flower out. All the leaves are brown. Oh, that's a great song. Waterman is cheating. Tiptoe through the. I was gonna go on a Bitcoin rant, but I'm not gonna. I have some friends who made some. I have a good friend that bought an entire Bitcoin for like $6,000. It's worth like $50,000 right now. The hardest thing about that is convincing him that he's not like got the magic touch when it comes to investing in things. Because I think he's bought more Bitcoin since then, you know, and paid a lot more than 6,000 for them. So I don't know. I like to invest in people and in myself. Yeah, I can make money out of nothing just from writing a song, which is kind of cool. Try that, you know. That's okay. So again, the takeaway from this song here, boop, boop, down in the Valley of Play, is that we can actually play everything in the second position. You guys want to play it together? We'll play it together at 100. You can do it a couple times here. Get your guitars. I don't know if this is going to be loud enough. Let's try it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Top 3. Do that. Now, I was gonna share. I meant to share channel content. That one video. Did I share that for Lena about changing strings? Did I? I don't think I. Oh, I did. No, that's the Amazon thing. Okay, let me pull up that. Or did I? What is the link? Did I already? I saved it, but I didn't post it. No. All right, so there's several little tricks. I came up with 7 different tricks. The 7 seems to be a magical number, and 7 tips to help you change chords faster. Really hard to title some of these. See you, Sam. And let me pull up that video because you on YouTube. Okay, don't.
In today's acoustic.
Don't. I'll let the ad play. Do I show the list down here? I think I did. Oh, I didn't. I should write the list. What was I thinking? Huh. Well, I'm gonna need to change this so that it says what the 7 is. So you can just look at the thing because I like that. Plus, also in the description of the video, if you put a good description, you know, of what the video is actually. Don't put things in there that are not in the video to try to get clicks. You know, that's clickbait, and YouTube doesn't like that, and people don't like it. And if you get thumbs down because of clickbait, you will like don't put Jimi Hendrix in the title or in the hashtags if you're not even talking about Jimi Hendrix, let alone teaching a Jimi Hendrix lick. Beginner edition. I actually do have. I want to do a series on chord. I want to do it. You know, this one's the one I have to write and come up with stuff. But I want to come up with a series of chord exercises that are musical. You know, like this one. You know. And I want to come up with some that are musical, so that you can work on dexterity and finger independence, but still end up with something at the end of it. It's not just it sounds like an exercise. So I'm kind of in the middle of creating some of those, and I'll probably do a video for that. And that'd be more for advanced people. Okay, so I'm sorry, Alan Foot. Maybe we missed this, but is there any plans to teach funk? Yeah, the old beginners video. I know, because people are like, some of the questions are, how old do you, what do you consider old? And I just went, I should have said, well, I'm glad I titled it the way I titled it, because it's done very well. I wish, I've not been able to successfully capture lightning in a bottle a second time. That video almost has 3 million views. My closest next one is, I think, 600,000, which is great. I'm not complaining. But did I talk about funk? I think we did some lessons. Let me look it up real quick. I can give you some numbers here. Maybe peruse some of these. Let's see. I got a list of, man, we've been doing this bluegrass stuff forever. Live stream lesson list. Okay, let me open this up real quick. Because I did rhythm stuff, right hand stuff. And so that would be a little bit, dealing with a little bit of the funk stuff. Yeah, it says here strumming and grooving. So I'm assuming that there was a little bit of that in there. You might have to scan through it a little bit. I'll tell you the secret on those. If the video, well, in fact, let me pull it up. If the video has me holding an electric guitar, then it's probably, I'm talking about more funky type stuff, R&B, funk type stuff. If I'm holding an acoustic guitar, then I'm talking about strumming lessons, things like that. Okay. All right, so live. Okay, so I'm going to have to go back a ways. What was that? Lesson 53. Yeah, we got to go back a ways. Next page, is that right? Okay. Yeah, it's going to take a minute. Oh, I can do 50 per page. Well, that helps. Wish there was an arrow at the top of the page. Okay, it's going to be on the next page. Okay, so I'm looking at these, the screenshots, which is kind of cool that I didn't do just like a default screen. You can actually look and see what I'm doing. So strumming grooving. Okay, it looks like lesson 64, I've got an electric in my hand. It looks like lesson 60, I have an electric in my hand, but 59, 58, I don't have guitars in my hand. 57, strumming and grooving, I don't see anything. Probably the early ones are going to be dealing more with reading rhythm notation, things like that. But it starts with 53, is that right? Yeah, so 53, it's funny because I don't have guitars in my hand for most of these. I must be doing a lot of stupid talking like I'm doing right now. Oh, wait, you know what I can do is I can change. Hey, check this out. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this specifically for you. Who's asking for this again? Oh, Alan. Edit. No. So how do I want to do this? Okay, can I open it? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So let me scroll because there are 3 screen craps. Well, no, see, that's weird. Okay, why does it show me? Okay, I'm going to choose this one. So that one I'm playing acoustic. Yeah, I need to edit that one. All the ones that I'm not actually holding a guitar, I'm going to change the screen cap to show what guitar I'm playing. Does that make sense? Is that helpful? Again, acoustic. We'll see if it changes them. It may not change them instantly, but it may help. Not picking any guitar on this one. That's weird. That's really weird. I wonder what I'm just talking about notation or something. I don't know. And I do have videos on. So this one I am playing electric on. So, but not there. That's weird. And the weird thing is, let me save it and do it again. Also, I have a playlist for grooving, and so let me go to that playlist. Okay. Playlists. And that one, exercises, cool skills. Oh, roast per page. Heck yeah, 50. That should be default. Basics, business to make music, scales and mode lessons, open tuning, strumming and or groove lessons. Okay, so why won't you let me? Okay, we're gonna go to it, and okay, so share. Okay, now there's gonna be some live streams in here, but I have a lot of electric stuff in here, especially older things. So you can check those out. Electric grooves are at the bottom. So this will be kind of deal more with the funk kind of thing. So check those out, Alan, and maybe that'll help you a little bit, okay? I'm glad to help as much as I can. No, we have not, there is no, I haven't gotten the CBG yet. Bruce, one of our moderators, is making me a cigar box guitar. I think it's 3-string, right, Bruce? So he's setting it up so I can play with slide, and it's gonna have a pickup in it so I can play acoustically and electrically. It'll make a sound. It'll be great. That'll be another thing. I don't know if I'll be able to use that on Star Wars or not. That's not. I'm trying to with Star Wars. I'm creating some instruments that don't sound like anything. So that's kind of the goal of this. And even then, we'll probably mess them up. So I might film some of that, but I won't be able to air it until after the game drops, and that won't. Heck, I think that the orchestra is going in Abbey Road in October of this year, and April of next year they've already booked. So it tells you the game's not going to be done for a long time. They've already sent me a bit of it, which of course, you know, I can't share, but so that I can see, you know, visually what's going on. I think we'll probably I'll probably when we start tracking the real thing, I probably will do some videos, behind the scenes stuff, and then hopefully I'll be able to post those. But if not, it'll be for them, and they'll want to post them. So I probably need to, if they start building an ADU back there, I'm gonna probably rebuild my studio in another room, because they're gonna be hammering and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be impossible to work. And I'll have to move my studio to our master bed, or our bedroom. Not a master bedroom. We don't have like a, you know, we looked at a lot of houses, and I never liked a house with a giant bedroom. You know, like bedrooms so big. We looked at some bedrooms that were so big, they were bigger than our apartment. We looked at some houses that had bedrooms that were like 1,200 square feet for a master bedroom. You know, giant walk-in closets, giant bathrooms, and then room for like 2 sofas facing each other and a dining area in a bedroom. And I'm like, I don't want to I just want to sleep in this room. So we bought a house that doesn't have like a master suite or anything like that. And so if I move my studio to that other side of the house, it'll hopefully be quieter, and I will be able to keep working even if they start building a building behind me. I hate to do it because we set this all up, but it allows me to kind of do a reset and kind of go, okay, now I maybe want to change things around a little bit and do things this way. And then also the other thing I might do is there is a dark blue wall on it in the bedroom now. I'll probably keep that. And I may set that up so that's behind me. It might make a better for graphics, that kind of stuff. So we'll see. Just one of the walls is painted dark. The rest of it's like this, same exact color as this. But anyway, that may happen in the next year. I don't know. I'm hoping. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. No permits have been filed on the neighbor's house yet. So, but I know that that's what they're planning on doing. And then the other concern is who's going to move into that ADU and how loud are they going to be. But channel name. Do I have a channel name? Technically, it's just Tom Strahle, Pro Guitar Secrets, maybe. I don't know if that's Bob. Bob's not that. He's not asking that. Let's see. Joe, John. Okay, so let me catch up on some of these chats because I'm way behind here. I like playing. Oh, Pink Floyd's "Money" is a fun song to play. Yeah. Bitcoin is going to be the future. I don't know. No, I get that, Waterman. Yeah, no, it's for me. That's how I make my money. You know, it's like, I mean, as a currency, is Bitcoin the future? Potentially, yeah. As an investment tool, no. Who buys and holds dollars? You know, ultimately, Bitcoin's going to be, and Bitcoin's not really backed by anything except the fact that there's only so many of them, and that could change. Whoever created it could tomorrow decide, yeah, no, I'm going to double the number of Bitcoins, and then it would crash. I don't think that'll happen, but it could. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. The same thing. It's also your wallet. If it's an electronic currency, and the grid shuts down, you can't get to your electronic currency. If the wallets have been emptied just spontaneously, the government gets involved and they could spontaneously empty your wallet. It'd be difficult for them to do that with my wallet. They have to come in the house to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a fan of blockchain. I think blockchain is the thing to come out of Bitcoin. Are you Bitcoin farming? Who was it that was talking about Bitcoin? Waterman. Are you a farmer? Bitcoin farmer? I mean, I don't think it's a bubble because it's got too many. It's got legs, so I'm not seeing that. But let's see. Oh, it's fun to play. Oh, you're talking about money. Boom, ba-da-dum, boom, boom. Yeah, it's fun to play on bass too. All right, let's see. What else? Yeah, money. I taught money a lot to beginners because it was one of those ones that they could kind of get down. And the thing about money, and I think generally when you play it, you don't. I mean, you may lay down. Let's see. You play basically a power chord, and so that's kind of a cool thing where you're playing two different fingers on the same fret, and that's what we're going to be doing if we build Cheetah. We're going to have two fingers on the same fret, especially. I don't know if it happens in the A section. I don't see it in the A section, but definitely in the B section you're going to have to, or maybe a little bit in the A section, but that's just like playing a G chord. So Joseph, what are you talking about? The deft touch, like doing the harmonics 3, 5, 7, 12, 19. Yeah, I've been doing videos about harmonics oddly on TikTok, which is just hilarious. B5 in B5 in the opening, John. We're kind of past the lesson now, so if you're here for the lesson, we're just chit chatting now. But yeah, I could do a whole video on harmonics. I probably should. I could do actually a pretty cool video on harmonics. That would be kind of a cool video to do because I have a lot of tricks. But yeah, you basically, when you're doing a harmonic, what's happening is it's a law of physics thing. And what's his name? Roger's not here, but many of you could explain the physics. But you've got the string and it's vibrating. And when you hit the harmonic at the 12th fret is exactly halfway. Even though, I got 24 frets, so that's it's halfway to 24. No, it's halfway. The 12th fret is halfway from the nut to the bridge, and I just pointed it at him in the opposite direction. The nut to the bridge. Okay, that's the halfway point. So you're cutting the string in half, and that's why you get a harmonic. And the harmonic is 1 octave up. Okay, if you cut the string into thirds, that puts you at the 7th fret. Okay. And so there's a harmonic there, and I think the other one was the 19th. Yeah. So 7th and 19th fret are the 1/3 markers. All right. And that's an octave and a fifth. So that's an E plus a fifth, which is B. So you're basically playing this note. Same as the open B string. In fact, if you want to tune the open B string to the low E string, you can use that. The only trouble with tuning like that is that it's too precise, and a guitar really should be more tuned. Positionally, I like to tune guitar positionally. Like if I'm going to play an open position, I'll use octaves to kind of get the sound I want. Or if I'm going to play up here, I'll tune up here. Same kind of thing. I want to make sure everything sounds good with itself. if I'm going to be playing the entire length of the neck, you know, you kind of have to make some adjustments here and there. But yeah, so if you cut the string in quarters, you get the 5th fret, okay? And the 5th fret is 2 octaves up. Now that harmonic is also here, but you don't hear it because the octave, the 1 octave up harmonic is so loud, but that other octave harmonic is probably ringing out. And there's the other quarter up there, okay? So again, we're dividing the string up into equal segments. Oh. I don't have any opinion on True Fire lessons. I have never watched one. So, look at the ratings, look at the testimonials. I think the good thing about True Fire lessons is you can actually learn specific songs, right? Which I won't teach. And then if you cut the string into fifths, you get the 4th fret, and that's an octave, 2 octaves and a third. So that's major third. So that's a G sharp. Isn't that crazy? And you can go another. You can go there. Now it doesn't ring out very well on acoustic instruments, but that's 2 octaves and a 5th. And that's in front of the 3rd fret. And if you go just behind the 3rd fret, you get two octaves and a 7th, a dominant 7th. So that's actually a D. And so you can create, like, that's an E9 chord. Eddie Van Halen did that. And if you go down a string, it's an A9 chord. And it's a little tough on acoustic to hear it, because and these are all what's called natural harmonics. Like I said, I could do a whole video on this. I probably should. It would be a long video, or I could do a series. But those are natural harmonics. Unnatural harmonics are, or I don't. Do we call them unnatural? What do we call them? But in classical guitar, you do, like a lot of times you'll do. So in this case, like I'm playing an A minor chord, or let's do an E chord, and I'm adding 12 frets to everything. And it looks like I've got some kind of magic hands, right? It's like, oh, I'm just touching the string and it's vibrating. Oops. But I'm plucking with my thumb. So I'm adding 12 to every note that's being played. Well, the open strings, 0 plus 12 is 12. So I put my first finger on the 12th fret and I pluck behind it with my thumb. And I could also pluck with my pinky. You could hammer on like that, but you get more slap sound that way. And then I'm on the 2nd fret of the next string. So I go 2 plus 12 is 14. So I go to the 14th fret, do the same thing. So I'm just outlining an E major chord here. I mean, I've done entire sections of songs for movies and things like that with harmonics. In fact, I think I did something for Star Wars where I was playing just harmonics, And so it was like, it's kind of a cool trick once you have it down. And I have no thumbnail, so it makes it really, really hard for me to kind of get a good tone. But those are artificial harmonics. That's what they're called. Natural harmonics, not unnatural harmonics. Artificial harmonics, natural harmonics. In fact, I'm going to create, let's see if I have YouTube ideas. Let's see, where are you? YouTube. Oh, here we are. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to add that harmonics. All about harmonics. But my TikTok, I've been for some reason doing a lot of harmonic videos. So I need to do a TikTok. Maybe I got something to do today. I'm not sure. I can't. I was going to do the artificial thing, but I can't until I have a thumbnail. So yeah, open strings are natural harmonics. Yeah, exactly. The harmonics that occur naturally. Now, I'll tell you a trick. I'll tell you another trick about the harmonics is if you're going to do them on electric guitar, okay, if you're using a neck pickup, the octave sounds fine, the 12th fret, but the other ones don't get picked up as well by the pickup. They really pop if you go to the bridge pickup. So you'll have a lot more success doing these high ones. And I changed guitars so we can all take a sip. But the ones that the upper harmonics up here, they ring out a lot better if you're using your bridge pickup. Okay, and they also ring out better with humbuckers than with Strat single coil pickups. Another thing too that you just aware of, that you got these harmonics are all up on every string, right? They're there. You just can't hear them sometimes unless you plug in and crank the amp. Eddie Van Halen used those all the time. But the thing is I think and I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we've talked about this in the past. But hey, Brian Harkins, how's it going? It's basically an overtone series, and it's exactly how a bugle works, because a bugle has no valves on it. Okay, so it's just a matter of how hard you blow into it creates the upper waves. And I don't know if you know those tube things that you can spin around, and the faster you spin it, the higher they go. Same principle. So whatever the note is that it starts on, that's your note. And if you spin it faster, it does the first harmonic, which is an octave up, and then it goes up an octave and a fifth. And then if you can spin it faster, it goes up an octave, a fifth, 2 octaves. And if you can spin it even faster than that, you can go up 2 octaves and a third. I think that's a natural progression of harmonics. And the same thing when I was a kid, and my band, I don't know if you remember these, but we used to have goosenecks for mic stands. And if you blew into a gooseneck, I just created a really bad looking GIF right there. Don't screen cap that. If you blew into a gooseneck, the harder you blew into it, the higher, that would hit those harmonics. It would do the same root, octave and a fifth, 2 octaves, 2 octaves and a third. And I guess if you could blow hard enough, you get the 2 octaves and a fifth and 2 octaves and a seventh. I'm not sure. There's probably a breakdown of all of those. But on the guitar, it's exactly 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, 1/6, 1/7, 1/8, etc. It's exactly that. So, in fact, there's probably a diagram. Let's see. Yep. 5th fret is 2 octaves. You're right. Exactly. And if you go to 8th, if you could go to 1/8 of, you would hit 3 octaves, I'm assuming. Because it's interesting that the harmonics, they go up pretty fast at first, and then they start going up slower. You hit the root, then the third, then the fifth, and the seventh. It kind of does that thing, and so it starts slowing down. Let's see. Guitar harmonics diagram. Yeah, so somebody's done this. View file. Oh, no, can't be found. Okay. Oh yeah, somebody's done it here too. Yeah, you can actually go higher than what they've written here. So that's half. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th harmonic would be the B on the low E string. The 8th harmonic is actually the D. As you go up, let's see. But those are called natural harmonics. And then artificial would be the other ones. And you can do those. And the other thing is you can do the same exact thing with the artificial harmonics, okay? So like, if I'm playing like this note here, this B, and I go, well, let's do this G right here. Okay, so I'm playing at the 5th fret of the D string, so I'm adding 5 plus 12, and that gets the octave harmonic. So that's 19th fret, right? 17th fret. And then if I go 5 plus 7, you get 12, and there's a harmonic there. And if I go 5 plus 5, I get that, and I go here. There's your bugle melody. So yeah, kind of interesting. The Fibonacci sequence 1 0 1 1 2 3 5. Interesting. Did that play into it? So 0. Let's see. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 8 is 13. 8 plus 13 is 21. Math. No, hey, Hook, I didn't see you there. Dang it. I missed you. Sorry. Hi, Hook. Bye, Hook. I'm going to take off too. So I'm very likely going to have a chart for this for you, Bill Cheatham, and tabbed out and everything. So we may start that. And keep in mind, we'll probably play this at the 2nd fret. So maybe get a capo between now and then. I think I gave you a link for the Hamilton, not Hamilton. I always call it the Hamilton capo. That's the really old. Looks like a hilarious contraption. No, that's the Page capo. I mean, I do like this art capo, the ART capo from G7th, but I think it's like $50. It's ridiculous. Shub is definitely a very good go-to capo. And here's the thing. You're gonna want to get one, so you gotta make sure you get the right capo because they make so many variations. Shubs are $15, so that might be a good way to go. This one is steel string, yeah, and if you want one with a slight. Let's see if I can get this so you can see this. You can see how it's not. Let's see, do this. You see that it's got a slight arch to it. You don't want a flat one. A flat one would be for a classical guitar. The slightly arched one you can use it. It's spongy. So if your radius is 8 or 12 or whatever, 9 or 12, whatever, it should work over both. I don't know that they sell them based on radius. I don't think that. Does it say radius in here? It doesn't. So, but here's the link for that one. And this one I could get tomorrow, which is cool. So if you needed it, you could have it by tomorrow if you do not have a capo, and it's only $15. So no excuses. Also, thanks for the super chats on Friday. That was cool of you guys. Appreciate it. It really helps. Let's see. What's another good capo? I mean, the Diodora quick action capo. I have this one. It's okay. This one's $18. It's not bad. You can check this one out. It's got great 2,200 5-star reviews. That's insane. I bought this one to do a review of capos, different types of capos. It didn't blow me away, but I think there's a reason why people like it. I think you can adjust the tension on it, which is nice. And then you can put it on your headstock. Yeah, micrometer tension, and it's only $18. So that one. Now let's see. What does it say if I order? Free delivery for tomorrow. Yeah, it's in stock. So that's kind of cool. The Kaiser. Yeah, the Kaiser is great because you can clip it on. And then there's cheap Chinese ones too, like the Donner for $7 if you really don't have any money. The Kaiser, let's see, that looks like that's a classical guitar. I got to be careful. I don't want to promote it. The wrong one. I mean, if you have a classical guitar, you're going to want to get one that's flat. So you're going to want to get one that says, now this one has 5-star review for 7,100 reviews. That's crazy. And I have several of these. This was kind of my go-to, the Kaiser, when I was leading worship because I could clip it on my headstock. I've never had one of these go bad. It's a very simple kind of clothespin mechanism. And you got a million color choices here. So if you really are into color choices, I generally go with black. Let's see, Diodario Pro Capo. Interesting. That kind of looks like a kind of looks like the G7th. They're trying to like snag the G7th market. This one also has 3,200 4.5-star ratings. So copy. So, I mean, if you don't have a capo, pick up one of these and, something like any of these would be fine, I'm sure, for what we're doing. We're just going to be capo in the 2nd fret. One thing I noticed was, the page capo won't go up to like the 8th fret. I think it's only good to about the 6th or 7th fret because it wraps around the guitar and the width of it is only so far, and as the neck gets wider, it won't work. Maybe on electric it's fine, but on acoustics it won't do it. Well, still waiting for my line of picks. I know. I probably would need Gravity to do them because that's what I'm using right now is mainly my Gravity picks. So I could talk to them about it, but I haven't bought a lot of picks from them. So they're like, "Who are you?" Because they're kind of expensive, like $5 a pop, which is expensive for a pick. I don't lose them because they're so expensive. It's like when I bought these by the gross, literally would buy these these Dunlops by the gross. Dunlop by the gross. These, let's see if I can find one that has the logo on it. Yeah, is it Derlin? It doesn't say Derlin on it, but it's Derlin. These I bought these 144 at a time, and I would lose them all the time because they weren't very expensive. The thing I like about these, the Gravity, it's the exact same thickness, so they're both 1.5s. The Gravities are a little bit larger, so like you can see here. Okay, you can see it a little bit larger than that. And then the other thing is it has this, I have it non-polished edge. I like the non-polished edge because I like the sound of that scrapey sound on the string. It's not as extreme as what the YouTube guitar player at the Edge uses. These are the East German or the West German. What's the name of this company? I forget the name of it, but these are the actual picks that he uses, and he literally scrapes the string with these bumps on there. It's not that extreme, but it's I can hear it enough that it kind of gives it a little personality, a little bit of a pop. So, okay, zip tie capos by the back. Yeah, there you go. They got to cut them off. Hey, I when I was a kid, I would use a pencil and a couple rubber bands, and I would make a capo. We tried that. Alex and I tried that, and it almost worked. So anyway, God bless you guys. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining. Lena, Paul, Joe, Bruce, Dennis, Holly, all my administrators. David, thank you so much. Sillers in Scotland. I was putting together thinking about putting together a trip for Beth and I where we just stay in different Scottish castles every night. Because so many of the castles in Scotland have, like Airbnbs or they turn into hotels. And every hotel I looked at, and cheap too, like $68 a night or something like that. I'm like, gosh, this is an adorable little location, all over Scotland. So I want to kind of map it out and do a driving tour of mostly northern Scotland, and Loch Ness and that kind of thing. I've never driven in Europe. I've never driven on the left-hand side of the road. So that's going to be kind of crazy. But I feel like if we start in, not Glasgow, but if we go up, if we start up in whatchamacallit, it won't be so scary. I'll be kind of trepid. I might have Beth drive, to be honest. So we'll see. But I'll get some tips from anyone who's gone to England and driven for the first time. Paul, you've probably done that. I've never driven in Europe. We just stay in one city, so we don't really need to. And there's public transportation in Paris and London and everywhere. We just took Rome, Vienna. Did we? Amsterdam, really? No, didn't use public. You can walk everywhere in Amsterdam. Same with, Barcelona was pretty big. We never took the train except one day in Barcelona, but we just pretty much walked all over Barcelona. We did like 30,000 steps a day, which was crazy. We were exhausted, but it's the only way because your clock's all messed up when you travel. So, all right, I'll talk to y'all later. I'm losing viewers right now. 2-hour lesson. I'll talk to you Wednesday, Lord willing. Okay. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.